Boom. We are live. So this is just I'm just bored and I'm throwing this together real quick. This is not exactly how I really wanted to go, I guess. Because apparently I'm missing half of my audio equipment. It's probably somewhere in the house or whatnot. And yo, what's up, WCF Invader? Uh yeah, I'm trying to kill it, I guess you want to call it that. Right now, my load was supposed to be done. Well, at least from what I understood, it was done, but apparently it's not. And I've been here all day out in Lancaster, PA, at a Rudders off of what is this, Route 20, Highway 20, and I think Highway 30 is over there. So I'm just trying to kill time. Wish I charged my phone all the way up because for me to plug the audio in through the phone here. Yo, what's up, Nevada? For me to plug my audio into the phone, I got to use the USB-C port, and I did have an auxiliary adapter for two USB-C. Uh, what do you want to call it? Like so I could charge the phone and listen to my headphone jacks, but I cannot find it right now. So I'm at like 45% on my battery here on my phone. So we're just gonna do a test run here, and I guess until my battery is just about dead, and then I'm gonna hop off here. So when that happens, we're going to be off, and I'm just trying this out just to make sure it looks professional and sounds professional. So I'm just getting my voice back. If you guys listened to my live a few days ago, it was I don't know. I guess I got bronchitis or something. Let's see. WCF Invader. Seeing how successful you're being makes me wonder what I'm doing wrong. Um, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm successful. I'm just um not stressed. Um, I'm not banging out money like no tomorrow. You know, I'm not doing no $12,000 weeks or anything like that. I'm just making a nice steady, I don't know, 4 to 5 thousand gross. Then I got to pay fuel out of that and the truck payment. So it's not like it's not like I'm buying Ferraris and Maseratis and stuff. Audio sounds like it's from the phone. Um, well, here we'll find out. I should have an echo right now. So is there an echo? Echo at all? How about shots fired? No, nothing. Better now, Nevada? Yeah, if you hear the audio, it should sound good. I don't know. It's I got a better mic than what came with this little setup here. So maybe it's the crappy mic I'm using right now. The good mic's sitting at the house. But we're let's see here. We'll kick the echo down here. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. So we'll try that, see how that works. But yeah, I'm kind of going for the, the professional audio sound for the most part. So I got like a little soundboard here and everything. It's just something small to keep in the truck because, like I said, most of my lives will probably be in the truck. Um, I would like to. I kind of got a little half-assed office in my basement, but I would like it to be a little bit nicer before I start making live stuff down there. And yeah, I probably need a shed. I need to get a shed and throw some crap out of the basement in there too. Really, what I need to do. As of right now, everything's there. We got a little room off the side of the basement, and it's mostly just used for storage right now. And I'd like to just get a shed. Yeah, maybe I was just too far away. Yeah, it is a direct mic, so you do got to be kind of close. I don't know. I feel like I'm leaning over. Maybe I'll bring the chair up a little bit. I just want to, be comfortable. I guess we want to call it that. So there, we'll try that out. Yeah, that probably sounds better. So yeah, I don't really have anything in particular to talk about tonight. Um, if I had the laptop, I probably would pull up a few stories, maybe see what's going on out there. But like I said, this is just for me to keep from going insane because I've been at this Rudders now for about 8.5 hours now. So I'm guessing technically the load doesn't have to get to Harrison. I'm supposed to take this load to Harrisonburg, Virginia, and it doesn't technically need to be there until about 7. It's going to U.S. Foods, and yeah, I mean I don't care where. I mean I probably should tell you guys, but like who wants to steal a bunch of crappy chicken? um, so So yeah, so it's going to U.S. Cold Storage. I mean, not U.S. Food, U.S. Cold Storage in Harrisonburg, Virginia, and it needs to be there sometime around 7. So I'm guessing they're gonna take their sweet ass time here with this load, and yeah, I'm just gonna sit here until I finally get a phone call that it's done. So I feel like it's taking up valuable real estate. That's what I feel like. I feel like this mic's doing right now. Maybe I can turn the gain up. Oh, let's see here. I don't know. Is there too much echo too? I don't want to sound too echoey. Echoey. I don't know how you want to say it. Too much of an echo. So yeah, I did try it out a little bit. Like I recorded myself a little bit, but I just figured, hey, why not just let's see how it sounds by other people. See what other people think of it. But what I'm planning to do is actually maybe, like I said, start a real podcast, either here in the truck or, like I said, whenever I get an office set up at home, maybe I'll get a separate. I guess it depends on home. I'm usually home Friday nights. This week, though, with the Memorial Day weekend, I took off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday. Kind of wanted to come back, but they didn't have a load. Well, they already signed the load, so I didn't really get a load Tuesday. So Wednesday came around, so mine didn't get loaded up until Wednesday. And when you have like a $5,000 a month truck payment, you kind of, I mean, it's not like if I miss a week, I'm going to be dying, but I just want to keep the money rolling in. So that's what we're basically doing with that right now, and that's why I'm here on a Friday night. Now, if everything goes all right and I get out of here soon enough and get down to Harrisonburg, Virginia, I'll probably spend most of the day Saturday and Saturday night at home because I don't have to deliver until Sunday morning to Nebraska Meats or whatever over there on I guess that's the Bronx. Trying to think, or Queen. I don't know. I think that's the Bronx out there. There's like a big, huge food distribution warehouse, like a bunch of warehouses all together, like an industrial park, over there just outside the Bronx. So that's where I'm going to be Sunday, and like I said, I'll probably enjoy home time like for Saturday, maybe Saturday night. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. It's not like I'm going to hit traffic on the Cross Bronx Expressway, so at least I hope not. Not on a Sunday morning. But who knows? You never know, though, with freaking Cross Bronx and the GW Bridge. Other than that, how's everybody else doing? I guess WCF Invader must. Let's see. Actually, set up here. Let me go up here and look. WCF Invader said, "Shoot, I barely make $5K a week." Man, that can definitely be hurting on you, especially if you got truck payments and everything else, trailer payments and whatnot. Let's see. This Truckin' Life. What's up, Jackknife? What's up, this Truckin' Life? We're just screwing around, really. Just on board, and I want to try out some of this audio equipment. The laptop just got to the house today, so I'm hoping now. Looking at my desk here and how big the laptop is, I don't know. I'm hoping it ain't too damn big, but it's a 16-inch laptop, so I might not have. I don't know, between this mic here and the laptop, I might not have a lot of room to do what I want to do. So we'll see. The worst comes to worst, I could sit on the chair over here, I guess. Let's see, WCF Invader. I got a very low payment and cost at least. So that's one way to be able to get around not making more than 5K. I thought you were doing a dedicated, like running with a dedicated broker or something there, WCF Invader. Let's see, all my expense. Let's see, WCF Invader again. All my expenses are paid with just 1 week at least. Well, there you go. I guess it ain't that bad then. What are you, just afraid of breakdowns and stuff that you're going to be under, go into the red, I guess? I mean, I don't know. To be honest, like, I do have a decent gig right now, and man, it's already starting again. I'm getting the post-nasal drip. Let's mute myself here for a second. All right, we're back. So yeah, we're just let's see. I'm just I guess I'll play around with this stuff a little bit. Let's see. This is my base of my video audio. I mean, sound good? Yep. All right. See, WCF Invader again. I am. It's low pay, just $2.41. I just like more profit for sure. Well, technically, you're not doing too far off from me. I mean, I have like a scale, I guess you could say, a mileage scale. So there's sometimes, sometimes I'll only make like 260 with fuel surcharge, I guess. And then other times, depending on the scale, I'll make like over $3 a mile. So, I mean, I guess it averages out eventually. I usually averages out around, it all depends on the runs. I'll usually average out around maybe like 260 to 280 a mile. Depends. It all depends. And then, if I get like detention or something, and I'm not, that boosts up the mileage pay a little bit, but it just depends on the loads I run. But I mean, 241 a mile right now, though, WCF Invader probably ain't that bad. I'm hearing guys that are running under two, at the end of the week, they're under $2 a mile, and they're not getting the miles either. So I honestly don't know how a lot of guys are sticking to it. Well, I mean, I guess I can see how a lot of guys are sticking to it because I've seen some of the trucks out here lately, and especially some of the trucks that got popped during Blitz Week. And it's scary to know that that me and my family are next to some of these trucks and some of these drivers, because I've been kind of criticized here a little bit lately for throwing truck drivers under the bus, but it's getting a little out of hand, just a tad bit. Just the pure lack of skills and safety. It's kind of getting. I can kind of see why the public views us the way they do, the way they do, and why, large, I mean, I guess the way municipalities are cracking down. Let's see, Nevada Trucking and Trails. Let's see what he says. We've been doing good as of late. We got picked up on some. We picked up on some on and off DoD freight. Okay, so the Department of Defense freight. Yeah, that's the way to do it. The big thing is you gotta, when times get tough like this, you can't be like everybody else. You can't have all the extra payments and big balling and everything like that, and you can't just run regular spot market freight. You have to stand out. You have to get out there and look. Sitting in your bed watching TV, playing on your phone, maybe watching these podcasts or these lives or YouTube videos aren't usually going to help you. I mean, some of them will, but they're not going to help you if you don't actually try to implement it. And I see a lot of people take advice from people. They're like, "Oh yeah, it's great advice," and they never follow through with it. And then at the end of the day, they are like, "Man, I'm broke. I have nothing." But then I can't say it's all, all their fault too, because like, sometimes we just have bad luck. I've gone through plenty of bad luck. That 9400 I had, if I had it right now, I mean, I probably would still be making out, but my fuel bills would be higher. I'd have to worry about it breaking down all the time. And, that adds up. The downtime, the stress, my time working on the truck. So, like I commented earlier, I guess in F8's one of his one of his shorts. I commented, said that I think from now on, building my business here, either just as a one truck owner operator, or if I start, if I get my authority and start a fleet again. And when I mean fleet, I mean very small, like 2-3 trucks. I think I might go the new truck route. It's going to suck. I'm going to have to rely on the drivers more because, the payments are going to be higher. Insurance, I'd imagine, is going to be higher because, insurance for my 9400 was like nothing. Because as far as they were concerned, first thing it hits it, it's totaled. So we're just going to, that's the route I think I'm going to take. I think I'll probably end up either purchasing another T680. I don't know if it's going to be through what I'm doing right now, through who I'm using or the dealership network that I'm using, or it's going to be through somebody else. And I don't know if it's going to be brand new either. It might be fairly brand new. But when I feel that I'm safe enough to maybe put on another truck here or maybe branch out, I think that's the way I'm going to go. At first, I was going to put an engine in the 9400 because it's just sitting there right now doing nothing. And then I thought about it. I'm probably looking for put a used engine in that truck. I'm probably looking at about $10,000 range, maybe a little more. And the truck still has probably over 1 million miles on it, or pretty close to it. There's still going to be other problems, kingpins. Maybe the other rear, will take a dump. Maybe the power divider will take a dump. Who knows? Who knows? And to have a driver in that old truck and to deal with that, I don't think it's beneficial. I think it'll be harder to get a driver, and I think I'll have sleepless nights worrying about the truck, something in the truck breaking down. So I think, I'm sorry to say, but I think the way I'm going to go is I'm going to try to model some of these mega carriers, maybe not to the point, but at least for equipment wise, I think I'm going to try to model it, and that's the way I'm going in the future. I already know I'm getting too far away from this mic. I just don't want it. I don't want it taking up the whole picture, I guess. Let's see, WCF Invader. I thought you had an injector issue, or they're not that bad. No, I mean, I do have an injector issue. In the morning, sometimes when it's cold, it does hammer. There's an injector that it's probably got some dirt or something in it, or built up carbon. Apparently what's happened is they're building up like carbon or something in there because some kind of additives in the winter fuels up in the Northeast and the northern part of the states. They're just building up some kind of residue or carbon, and it's clogging up the injector ports and just screwing them up. So really, they're going to come out with an updated injector. It's just taking a while. That's all. So, as soon as that happens, I'm going to, when I have time, I guess I'm going to take it up to a dealership and have them change out the injectors. But I mean, sometimes you don't even notice it, and other times in the morning when it's cold, it'll hammer. You can tell there's an injector hammer. But usually once it warms up, it's gone. So I might try to flush a bunch of diesel clean through it and see if that helps. So technically, that's what they want me to do, is flush a bunch of diesel clean through it. But that's just a part-time fix, I would say. Nevada Trucking and Trails. Let's see. You can make it in this market, but a rebuild could destroy a business. Yep, in this market. Yep. Well, you know what? Especially considering rebuilds on even let's see that. And what model ISX is that in that old 9400? I used to remember. A CM's 671, right? Yeah, I think that's what they're called. Like even in the older Cummins and stuff, like I got a quote for a rebuild on that thing and it was like 40, 50 grand. And put 50 grand into a truck that at least when the market was up and crazy, that 9400 apparently, at least to the bank, was worth like 40 grand. Yeah, I probably didn't hit the mic. At least to the bank was like worth 40 grand. Now with it running, if it ran good and everything, it's worth like 15,000, 18,000 maybe at the most. So you gotta, like I said, assets. You got to invest in assets, and that truck no longer really is an asset. I mean, if you could find the right driver that would like to stick it out in that truck, and if I put a PTO on it and ran dump, that was my plan. But I already talked to my connection, and that's work slowed down this year. I mean, they don't have the asphalt demands that they had. There's still plenty of work government wise, but their personal work, they just don't need the extra trucks. Probably it's what's going to happen. So that idea to put a PTO on it and haul and dump, probably ain't going to work. So, man, stupid. There we go. So that was pretty much the game plan for the 9400. Because like I said, I don't think it's going to would be a decent over the road tractor or regional tractor. Because nobody's going to. Well, one, it's a mid roof, and I don't feel like putting a top on it. And two, who's going to really want to drive it? I could probably turn around and sell it to an owner operator, maybe do a lease purchase. But it is what it is, unfortunately. I hate to say it, and maybe if it was a 379P all chromed out, sure. I can get a driver to drive that. They wouldn't even care if the air conditioner didn't work that much. I mean, I'm sure they would care, but that you can, guys will overlook stuff with a truck like that. With a 9400, nobody's gonna want to drive that thing. So that's pretty much the plan of that. I'm just gonna finish my payments up on it, and it's probably gonna go to the junkyard unless somebody would like to, pay like $5,000 for it or something. But that's pretty much going to happen to that truck. Oh, plus, you know what? There's other work that has to be done besides, mechanically. The hood's all messed up from that guy that backed into it or did the hit run in the truck stop. I mean, I was going to just fix it myself, but time is money now, and it's just not worth it at this point. So let's see, WCF Invader. Well, shoot. Some other guys were making it seem like it was a big issue. Some were saying that some were saying they wouldn't get a PACCAR due to that. Glad to hear they got it fixed coming. Yeah, I'm just waiting for them to eventually send me a notice that I haven't, I'm on the PACCAR forums too on Facebook, and I haven't heard that they got them in yet or have a fix for it, but I'm sure that's, from what I heard, they're designing a new injector for it. Just the tolerances. I think they said the tolerances were too tight. I guess they didn't count on the fuel doing that over time or the additives. So I guess that's just something they overlooked. So, I mean, I guess it could get bad, but I change my fuel filters every time I do my oil change. I mean, I guess I could do it in between oil changes too, but I haven't had any problems with it. Just once in a while in the morning, I'll have an injector knock. I mean, I only got 36,000 miles on the truck now, so it's still new. But who knows? When I get to like 75 or 80, the injectors could just crap out. I don't know. I just would hope by then that they'll have the updated injectors, because I would hate to just put the same crap, back in here. So, well, this might actually be a half decent live, or at least go half decent. I figured this phone would probably suck up the juice real quick, but I guess I guess I'm connected to Wi-Fi. Like I said, I also picked up, besides all this other crap I got, I also picked up the T-Mobile gateway, and that's what I'm using right now. It's a home gateway, but like so far all the reviews say it'll work on the road, and so far it is, because where I have the gateway, suppose that the address that the gateway is supposed to be at is probably about 200 miles away, and it's working. So, and I'm not technically in the middle of nowhere, but I am in Lancaster, PA, so it's not exactly like the super metropolitan area. I'm in the farmland part of Lancaster. Yes, that is T-Mobile. I would imagine as long as you're in civilization, it'll work. I do have it up on top of my uh, cabinet over here, just so maybe it gets the best signal. But so far, I'm watching TV off of it. 4K videos. There's no buffering. It just goes. I haven't downloaded a video to YouTube yet. I'm slowly getting there, I guess you could say. I'll probably start coming out with a video every week here again. I just have a bunch of old videos that are still on my video card here, on the SD card, that I just want to put out that I took and then had my vacation and stuff, and just got backlogged. I'm backlogged in my video editing. Plus, I'd like to try editing on the laptop. It's so it'll be so much easier, so quicker. To edit on my phone, all you do is hit the wrong button, and you like have to go back and fix everything, or if you end up deleting something, it's a real pain in the butt. Let's see, Nevada. I hate T-Mobile. They throttle you in congested areas. That's every truck stop in America. 2 weeks bought out. In America, 2 weeks bought out the contract and went back to Verizon. I never had Verizon. I went one time with my wife here, I guess maybe like 10 years ago, to go buy, to go get on Verizon and buy phones and everything. And they were telling me I would need like a $2,500 deposit. So that kind of ex-nayed Verizon, and I never really went back. T-Mobile. All right. There we go. T-Mobile. I was over the road with T-Mobile, and this is back when T-Mobile first started, coming out and I guess improving, when that new guy bought the company. There were tons of areas that I had no service at all, especially going through Nevada, Montana. Like as soon as you got into, the typical Western states, like T-Mobile just, dropped off the face of the earth. And it was only good really in metropolitan areas. So I ended up getting AT&T, and so far I've had great service with AT&T. I mean, there are times and places where the 5G doesn't work at the best. I think it's like fake 5G, but for the most part, very rarely do I have any areas where I have a problem calling or dropping calls or anything. Let's see, Nevada. The best setup is Verizon for the phone, and AT&T hotspot. Where there's no Verizon, there's AT&T, and vice versa. Yeah. So I'm going to see how this gateway works. I would imagine since it's a larger device, it's like a huge gateway. It probably has a better antenna in it, and it'll probably pick up towers from farther away. That's what I'm just guessing. Where I'll really find out, well, I don't really get out in the middle of nowhere too much anymore. Where I'll really find out is, I guess, when I get near my house, because we first signed up for T-Mobile when we moved in where we're at, and T-Mobile never worked anywhere. I'm up in the Pennsylvania mountains, and T-Mobile just sucked. So we went to AT&T and just haven't ever looked back. So if it works at my house, or if it works up in Maine when I get up into Maine. But then again, when I'm up in Maine, I'm pretty close to Portland, so I don't think it's really gonna make be a super duper test. but I guess we'll see. Let's see, Nevada. I checked with Verizon again. I've never been asked for a deposit. I don't know. I haven't. I mean, I haven't checked. I haven't looked at Verizon in a long, long time. Um, ever since they said I needed like a $2,500 deposit, I was like, yeah. But then again, that was also after my divorce, so I don't know. Maybe that probably played a role into it. And I did do the T-Mobile hotspot through my business EIN. They like approved me for like, I don't know, 50 to 100 lines or something ridiculous. But it really didn't make a difference. I think I did get a little bit of a discount because it's on a business account, but I'm not 100% sure. The guy that sold it to me was had a couple marbles loose, it seemed like. But so he didn't really explain everything out to me. He just pretty much went through the motions, and I ended up with it. And that's pretty much what happened. But if you put it on auto pay, it's like $50 a month for unlimited internet. You can't get that anywhere with a hotspot. So let's see, Nevada Trucking and Trails. Also, use your business info for business account, and you get it. Yeah, that's what I did. I did a business account. Hey, Jersey Truckers in the house. And he said, "What's up, Jackknife?" It's also saying hi to you, Nevada. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. I've been off the radar. Just haven't really done anything, interesting. Debating about doing this podcast. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. I was pretty set on the Trucker's Voice podcast, but I just recently looked up that name and saw that there's somebody small has it. He has like, I don't know, maybe like 300 subs, and now I kind of feel bad if I use it. Even though technically I made a live a few months ago before he started with that name. I kind of don't want to steal his, what he has going for him. So maybe I'll think of a new name. But what I'd like to do is maybe set a day like every Friday night at like 8 or 9 or something. I don't know, and do a podcast. Maybe get a few heavy hitters on here. I do have Alex's number. Maybe ask him to come on. And what I want to do is, I don't know. I really don't want to promote any products. I mean, eventually that might inevitably happen. But what I want to do is maybe see if I can't get a far enough reach out there to maybe change people's minds. And I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback and a lot of trolling from narcissists and people like that. But I want to see if I can't, get drivers just to maybe think about things before they open their mouth or do stuff. Maybe, quit throwing piss bottles everywhere and trash and stuff, because the more and more we screw up, the more and more it's going to piss the general public off, and the municipalities and powers that be that regulate and control this industry, and it's just going to eventually push us out. It'll make autonomy. The more times we crash and are doing stupid stuff and drugs and everything else, it's just going to bring on autonomous trucks faster. So let's see. Nevada saying hi to you, Jersey there. Yeah, you're right, Nevada. Jersey is good people. Yeah, I met him over when I was at Matt's. Brought me a few Yinglings. Let's see. Nevada says, I would use your name, Jackknife. I don't know. I mean, I kind of wanted to be separate a little bit. Like I said, I don't want what I do on my channel, because I do call out a lot of, I don't do it very professionally, I guess you could say. And what I want the podcast to be is a little more professional feeling. So I kind of wanted to do something that was, like a more inviting, open kind of thing. So why does it sound like I just lost my mic or something here? Yo, is this mic still working? Yeah, it is. Yeah, maybe the cheap mic that came with this might definitely go bye-bye. I think I might take the more expensive mic that I had and use it. Maybe it'll pick up my voice easier, and I won't have to He's like, I feel like I'm screaming into the mic. I don't know. Either that or one of these came disconnected or something. Yeah, professionalism. But yeah, that's why I'm trying to have like a, it'll still be Jackknife TV. I'll still leave it up there, or but I'll have like a banner, or maybe I'll put Jackknife TV in the banner or something. I just kind of want to do a little bit of a separate thing, maybe not to completely separate it from the channel, but just to make it better. I don't know, better known, like a brand, I guess. Am I supposed to talk into the top? I don't know how. Like, I know with the good mic, it actually gives you a chart, like where you're supposed to actually have the mic and how close. This is just some. I really bought it for the boom and for the little. I wanted a little sound box. What do they call these things? Sound card. I wanted a little sound card. I didn't want a big one because, like I said, I don't have a lot of real estate here on this little table here in the truck. So I wanted like a little sound card, and that's really what I bought it for. The mic just came with it, and like I said, I'm bored right now. It's in the truck, so I decided to use it. Talk like a 70s DJ from the 70s.
Yo, we are here live with AC/DC. How's that better?
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, this just a test run. I'm actually surprised the phone battery here because, like I said, I can't plug the phone in. I'm using the C aux jack, so I can't plug the phone in. I'm actually surprised because it was only charged up to like 40. Yeah, Nevada. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I wanted like a little sound bar, like one so I could control the voice, and maybe we had like a round table, conversation. I could be like, shots fired, stuff like that, and do some stuff, bring people in. I could be like, so. Like I said, I kind of wanted to be a little professional. That's kind of why I wanted to be a little offset from, a little bit offset from the channel, because, when I get talking about crap, I kind of start cursing a lot, throwing people under the bus. I'm a no bullshitter kind of guy, and people don't like that. Like, especially a lot of narcissistic truck drivers don't like that. They don't like it when you call crap out and talk shit about people. And I don't know. I just call it out and see how it is, because eventually, the stuff that I see, these guys are going to either get themselves fired or hurt or kill somebody, let alone, screw everything up for everyone else. Let's see. Come on with it. Wolfman Jackknife. Yeah, Wolfman Jackknife. Come on at it. You live, baby. Yeah, so I don't know. Didn't really have anything planned to talk about. Like I said, I was just going to come on here, just shoot the shit and maybe throw some ideas, like I said, for this podcast out at a few people. I already knew I wasn't going to get a lot of people. I have yet, I think, on a live to, get over 10 or 15. I mean, I very rarely do I get up in the double digits on a live. Mostly everyone watches my lives later on. Then again, like I said, I don't really time them properly or schedule them. So, but like I said, I'm just going to go with the podcast and see how it goes and try to build up a little bit of a following per se. But I can tell you what, as of right now, though, I think I'm just going to wear regular headphones because these, maybe put the other one in. Screw it. I wanted to be able to hear if anybody like knocked on my door or some shit, but no one's going to bother me where I'm at. I was hoping to park somewhere where where you can actually like see something going on behind me. But like I said, this ain't like a real big truck stop, so there ain't really nothing going on. I can change the mood lighting up a little bit. Let's see here. We can. Yeah, there we go. Let's do this.
Oh yeah, here we go. For Jazz, Smooth Jazz 101.5. You know, it's kind of funny. We were just talking about this.
I just had my D-rate light come on. And apparently it's come on for poor DEF quality. So that's great. At least it tells you now what's going on. So yeah, looks like I might not be picking up a load tonight. I guess I'll see. So yeah, there we go. I was just talking about getting rid of an older truck now, and here we go. I got 30,000 miles on the truck, and I'm going to go into D-rate here in a little bit for poor DEF quality, apparently. Luckily, I'm here at this rudder, so maybe I'll fill it up with a bottle of DEF or something and see how that goes. But most likely, I'll have to go to a dealership and get reset. So, yep. Woe is me. That's pretty funny. I was just talking about that, about newer truck and not breaking down and everything. That's how my Polish luck works. That's how that goes. Yeah, run some moonshine. Yeah, I'll take a leak in it. Give it some good high quality urine there. Ugh. You know what though? Yeah, the truck hasn't ran in a while, and it's been sitting all day. Well, most of the day, not all day, but most of the day. Running because it's been like 90 degrees here, and it did one regen. It did a regen. It was running fine. I just came back from Walmart not too long ago, so. Well, I can get to the pickup. It's telling me how long I have. The big thing is getting it to where I gotta go. So maybe I'll pick it up and head over to the dealership. It's giving me like 2 hours or something. I don't know. I think it said 90 minutes till D-rate. So yeah, I'm gonna probably wait. I'm gonna probably fill it up with two. I don't know. I'll either fill it up out of the dispensary right there off the pumps, or I'll put a jug or two in it. Let's see. Where did I get this DEF at? Well, considering this truck doesn't use a lot of DEF, I think I bought this DEF. I think I either bought it at the Pilot over in Jersey, the one off 84, the one where you got to get off and head, it's like you're in the little corner of New Jersey there. What is that? Port Jervis. I either bought the DEF from there, or I bought the DEF from the TA in New Hampshire. So one or the other did it. Yeah, it's kind of funny because I've been seeing a lot of YouTube videos lately where people are talking about you're stuck going to D-rate, and that the DEF quality has been the issue. So apparently DEF quality has been a problem here lately. Let's see. Nevada said 15 mile an hour to pick up. Yeah, I mean I'll be good for a while. At least, like I said, it's not like back in the day when you would get something like this happen, the truck just automatically shuts off. It at least gives you a little while. But I have a 4-hour run, so let's see. Come on with it. Honestly, I'd wait to run wait and run it for a few. See, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just put new DEF in it, fill it up. The only thing though is I'm like maybe half a tank or 3/4 away, so I don't know if it's gonna going to really make a difference. Let's see, Nevada. Just delete it in the parking lot. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how that'll do, though, with the 550,000-mile warranty on it. Pull the dozer and put it back in, some hot water. Yeah, I don't think the dozer's quality. It's pretty much saying the DEF quality, so it's probably just shitty DEF fluid. Like I said, everyone's been talking about having DEF issues with the quality lately, so I just probably got to be one of the lucky ones. That's all. It's kind of funny though, because I do technically have a half a tank, and usually I keep the DEF pretty low actually, because like I said, it takes. I think I can run like 2,000 miles probably without having to touch the DEF, maybe more sometimes. Sometimes I just forget about it. Like it's definitely not like the older trucks. This thing sips. Well, it's got a big tank too, but it sips DEF. So let's see. Come on with it. Was there an Indian with a water hose? Yeah, no, we didn't go. Well, I guess we don't go to no sketchy fueling stops. So mostly just the big guys, but to be honest, they're all shit really anymore. Let's see here. WCF Invader. I've heard that. I've heard that corn that they're putting in diesel is causing engine issues. How much corn is in your diesel in the Northeast? 10% here. It's 10% here too, I think. Or not corn. The biodiesel. They call it biodiesel. It's 10% biodiesel. Corn. You're talking about ethanol. That's in gasoline. Most of the cars run on 10%. Or I think they're going up to 15% this summer. I think the EPA allowed it. I think because they're trying to. I don't know if it's for fuel or what they're doing for that. Let's see. Come on with it. I saw a guy in the Walmart parking lot with a cart full of DEF. Yeah, so that might be the reason why I have been noticing that at my Walmart DEF, like in the bottle, the jugs, is gone a lot. Maybe some of these maybe some of these fleets, at least where I live, or maybe owner operators have been having problems with DEF quality and been buying it up. Because usually there's always but since there hasn't been technically a DEF shortage again, lately there's been a lot of DEF at the Walmart, and just recently it's all gone again. So. I think that DEF shortage thing it's been over for a while. I haven't heard anything else about it. So, and be honest, there were a few stops I had that said they were out of DEF and didn't know when they were going to get it, but I haven't seen those. Geez, what we're talking about, like 4, 5, 6 months ago now. So, let's see. It's WCF. The more I learn, thought it was in diesel as well. No, diesel has biodiesel, which I think really all biodiesel is they use like oils from plants or something like that. It might be corn oil, but it's not like ethanol or anything. It might be the corn oil, maybe that's what they're putting in it. I used to remember all this crap. I don't know. If I had my laptop in front of me, I'd pull it up and look real quick, but I'm pretty sure it's like anything that's biodegradable they put in the diesel fuel. Certain kind of oils from certain kind of plants, things like that. Let's see. Come on with it. EPA is not that bright. No, they are not. They run everything off an agenda, and the problem is when you run things off an agenda and like a cult-like mentality, you can't see farther than your nose, and you just basically you rule like a tyrant, and you just it might not be the best, smartest idea, but you're just going to push it anyway because that's what your cult mentality and your cult wants, and that's how you learn from school, from your cult teacher and everything else. So that's what happens there. These kids and younger people grow up, and the world's ending. It was supposed to end like how many times now from global warming? And don't even get me started that. I love going over to global warming stuff with guys because you get people who are like, don't you? I had one guy comment when I threw up that EPA short, not the EPA short, the short with the brand new 6.7 with no after treatment on it. And I said, so we have climate change, right? You know, we're still coming out of the ice age. The ice age, I think we started leaving the ice age about 11,000 years ago, and we're still technically in it. So before all that, the Earth used to be, you know, like everything. Most of the Earth was like Brazil. Tropical rainforest, huge trees, tons of oxygen. You know, we had a greenhouse effect. You know, it was pretty warm. But you know, there were still areas that had, you know, cold climates, probably near the South Poles. But for the majority of it, most of the Earth was very warm. And yeah, I don't think humans in 100 years can do any amount of damage that would really affect. Like I said, we're a blip. We're a blip on this rock. We're a blip in this universe. Probably a speck, actually, in the universe. And you know, between volcanoes and you know, a volcano erupts. I would say most volcano eruptions probably release more carbon dioxide and ozone depleting. No, maybe not ozone depleting, but at least harmful gases into the atmosphere than I think any bit of human civilization can do. Especially today with how clean cars are and trucks. You know, you just compare like a 2000 and, you know, like a 2004 or 2001 truck to a 1970 two-stroke Detroit, and you know, there's a huge difference right there. Yeah, I'm getting off my little tirade here. Let's see, Nevada, flat Earth. Come on with it. Chemical reaction via DEF fluid is an answer to all their problems. Oh yes, and you're really moving the needle on the health of the Earth. Yeah. Like I said, whatever's happening is, like I said, we're probably coming out of the ice age, and the Earth is just going to naturally warm. It's just what's going to happen. And like I said, you know, I'm not saying that we shouldn't put scrubbers on coal plants and stuff, and at least keep the air clean. But for the most part, some of these crazy radical last ditch, you know, like end of the world ditch efforts that they think are going to save the Earth, which wouldn't save if we were really causing the Earth to change that much, and the Earth is, you know, where it is. There's nothing we're going to do to save it, unless we're going to somehow build a shield to shield, you know, 20% of the Earth's, 20% of the sun's rays from causing the ozone, you know, the heat or whatever, you know, the global warming. You know, but what do I know? I'm not college educated. I just, you know, read books and watched a lot of TLC. You know, back when TLC actually taught you something, and Discovery Channel and all that stuff, and you know, what is it? The History Channel. See, when I was a kid, it was I had a good mix of, you know, Nick at Night sometimes, and like I said, TLC, Discovery Channel, and crap like that. You know, I did watch shows, but it was mostly Batman, things like that. Realistic. I wasn't really into that fake, you know, fictional stuff. Let's see. Come on with it. They don't care because they don't have to pay for it. And not only that, come on with it. They're making money. They're drumming up a bunch of drama and you know, end of the world, scaring everybody. Just like with COVID, you know, you can't let a good disaster. Can't let a good disaster go to waste. You know. Yeah, they pay for it on the retail, and not so much even, because, you know, you think they pay for it on the retail level, but you know, most people like that, they don't care. They want their freaking Teslas or whatever, or, you know, they're not buying diesel trucks. And even then, you haven't noticed the shippers and stuff. They're playing hardball, and a lot of these guys can't afford to play hardball with their customer, and demand what they're worth because they're barely hanging on. And like I said, there's a lot of guys in this business, fleets, single man owner operators that don't really belong here, and they hurt us as a whole. I mean, I hate to say it, but there's just some people that can run a business and you open a business or go into how you want to call it, an industry when they're needed. Well, right now, technically, truckers aren't really needed. It's all this crap is all brought up by the ATA, their lobbyists, and the news. You know why? Because the more truckers there are, the more carriers there are, the cheaper rates can go because there's more competition and more, especially overseas competition, like these overseas trucking companies and the questionable hires. What was it? I have a Facebook group I opened up in it's like Philadelphia, area, large metropolitan area. I did this back when I used to live down there, but it was like $1,500 and under cars. I think I brought up $5,000 and under or something. But I was on there the other day just going through some posts, cleaning it up because it gets a little trashy once in a while. And there's people saying, "Hey, you need a CDL? I can get you a CDL." Like, no, I don't. When I mean get you a CDL, I don't mean take your CDL and he can help you out, get your picture taken and stuff. I mean he can get you a fake CDL license. And I don't know if they copy other people's information and names so it comes up in a system, but they take your picture, because I tried talking to the guy a little bit until I think he caught on while I was asking a bunch of questions. And they get your picture, and I'm pretty sure they just use stolen CDL information, or maybe drivers that were from overseas that went back to their countries. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Yep. And the FMCSA, they're riding everybody's ass. Most guys out here, they're actually trying to support their family, run their company. They're out there riding their ass, and they're letting all this bullshit, all this scammy stuff go, whether it be in the brokerage realm or, like I said, with stuff like this. They don't care about safety. They care about money. Yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Same thing with the ATA and all that. I don't need to be getting on any rants tonight. Let's see, WCF Invader. I agree we're going towards a ice age more than global warming, but that's another whole can of worms. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Technically, the ice is melting. All right, but this has happened before. There were no giant glacier ice caps and all this stuff before. If you go through history, and eventually the Earth cooled. Now I don't know whether I don't have my history offhand. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've actually talked this topic. When you don't use your information that's in your head, it kind of disappears. I'm not 100% sure if the ice age started due to the asteroid impact there in the Gulf of Mexico, and it cooled the Earth and because of the settlement in the sky and everything, or if it just naturally happened just from natural climate change. But for the most part, we've been coming out of the ice age. The Earth has been generally getting warmer. We don't have giant glaciers sweeping over out of the Great Lakes anymore and all that. That all happened I think 10 million years ago, I think it was, or something. The reason, technically the Appalachian Mountains were higher than the Himalaya Mountains at one time. And through erosion, through the glacial movement of the glaciers out of Canada and through the Great Lakes and everything, it pretty much eroded away the Appalachian Mountains. That's why the only really decently tall parts of the Appalachian Mountains are one in the far corner of New York there, and the other one's down south in South Carolina, because the glaciers moved through the Great Lakes and right through the middle there and just wiped them out. So yeah, I know this is more supposed to be trucking, and it's turned into a little bit of a geology educational thing, but I don't know. Maybe a little bit too high above my pay grade, because if some crazy liberal decided to come in here with their 10 years worth of college education, they'd probably be able to smack me down pretty good. But let's see, come on with it. Meanwhile, in foreign countries, nothing is being done for the air. Yes, you're absolutely right. That's what I even brought that up in that short to that guy that said, "What, guess you don't care about your children's health or whatever. I don't see the EPA getting on a little pedal boat and pedaling over to China and being like, hey, a-holes, you know, put scrubbers on all this. Because even if they did, you know what China would say? They'd tell you to get the hell out of there before we freaking shoot you or something. You know, they don't care. And then some of these third world countries, I don't know how they're going to implement the you know, all this EPA nonsense and regulations on them. These poor bastards are more worried about, you know, feeding themselves and have electricity than they are, you know. The time is, I'm not saying what we have to offer for energy is 10 times cleaner than what it used to be. You're probably 100 times cleaner than what it used to be. So just use what we have, help these countries evolve, I guess you could say, grow into, you know, to help their citizens, and, you know, calm down with the EPA stuff. You're not going to cover half the country in solar panels. You know, sure, maybe Africa and stuff, you get away with a few solar panels, you know, in certain areas and stuff, and there's not that high of a power demand. But for majority of, you know, an industrialized third world nation, they're going to need real electricity, and they need to be brought up out of poverty, not put back into poverty, or go back to the Stone Age, I guess you could say. Let's see, come on with it. It come out of the ground and go back into the ground. Exactly what happens. Just don't breathe in while it's in the air. Well, I know carbon monoxide. Technically, is it carbon monoxide? I always get those ones mixed up. I don't know if it's carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide. One or the other. Technically, naturally, gets absorbed back into like the ocean and stuff. There are other ways to caption. I think it's carbon dioxide. There's other ways to capture it and you know, keep it from going into the atmosphere. But guess what? As soon as a volcano erupts, whatever work you just did, it just set you back like 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get it. Like I said, the greenhouse effect is probably natural to a certain point. You know, I highly doubt there was a greenhouse effect during the Ice Age. You know, it probably subsided. And before that, when all the volcanoes were erupting and everything was how can you say it? I guess technically most of the country. I mean, yeah, but I should say continents or Pangea. Most of it was a rainforest. Like I said, resembled probably Brazil or something like that. And just due to the Ice Age is why we have what we have today. So I don't know how we think humans are going to magically, like I said, we're a little dot on this planet. I don't know how they think we're going to change the heavens and earths with their little climate change agenda. Like I said, I think they're just going to really screw a lot of helpless people. That's what's going to happen. Let's see, WCF Invader. These geniuses that are wanting to make CO2 capture machines are also saying that we need fossil fuels in case they remove too much. Literally can't make this. Well, yeah, you move too much CO2, guess what happens? Which I don't think we can, by the way they're talking about how much CO2 is in the air. But, you know, if you do that, you get rid of all the greenhouse effect and the earth cools too much. So what happens when the earth cools too much? You know, I think we play around with a lot of things I don't think we should touch. Do I think we should be good stewards of the earth? Yes. I don't think we should be throwing trash. Like, I don't think we should be doing half the shit that you see at the truck stop. Is the big thing. But, you know, there's a time where it's just too much. You know, it gets a little ridiculous. And that's the problem I have with some of these climate change people. They aren't living in reality. They're totally subjected to their cult. They follow it. And it's turned into a religion. And you know, and that goes farther than just climate change. There's a lot that's turned into a religion. And yeah, like I said, I don't want to turn this into a political. I'm trying to stay far away from political stuff because, one, YouTube don't like it, and two, you know, if I ever do get sponsors and stuff, I kind of would like to be able to like actually harness some of that and not have. I would like everyone to view me as a kind of a neutral, like a neutral playing field, I guess, for the most part. But I guess if it gets bad enough, yeah, I guess I'll have to really start. I mean, technically it is bad enough, but I don't know. I just don't want anybody to think that. I don't know. I really don't care what anybody thinks, to be honest with you. But there's just, it's weird because if I go too far off the train tracks, I'll start getting labeled as a conspiracy theorist and all this other crap. And I kind of would like this channel to grow, and I don't need that extra drama. I already get enough drama just from calling the bullshit out here, let alone political and whatever. So, let's see, WCF Invader. Amen to that. Come on with it. Let's see. It must have been popped up before. Let's see. No one ever talks about what rate the planet heals itself. It doesn't line up with their scare tactics. You're absolutely right. The planet obviously heals itself. It's been hit with giant meteors. It's kind of funny too. They've kind of dialed back. If you read into like nuclear, the nuclear winter and all that stuff, and radiation, they dialed back a lot of that. Radiation now is technically survivable. Majority, if a bomb dropped, majority of it within, I think it's like 72 hours, like a week or two. Well, a week or two, the half life of the particles and everything. You shouldn't go out there and like inhale the dust and stuff, but for the most part, it's not going to penetrate your skin. Most of the high energy gamma rays have already deteriorated. It's the same bullshit about nuclear energy. I can't believe how even the Nuclear Regulatory Committee, it's supposed to be technically kind of for nuclear energy, or at least just watch over it. Even they do not help nuclear power out at all. They're totally against it. There are a bunch of activists in there. So to be honest, if we really cared about energy and clean energy, I would say nuclear power. The newer plants and the newer ways we're able to harness the fusion, we're able to dilute, or I should say, we're able to decay the plutonium faster and longer. So that way, when we are done with the spent nuclear rods, they're far less radioactive. In fact, though, you might even be able to still use them in smaller power plants. They can harness that downgraded rod, I guess, material. But but no, nobody really talks about that. It's hard to find those articles. It's hard to get into that because it all gets covered up from this, oh, no nuclear energy, no this, no that. Please buy our subsidized solar and wind power, please, because we're making a lot of money off of it, off of your tax dollars, and nobody cares. Nobody gets into it. So, just to let you guys know, my battery's down to like 20%, so I don't know how much longer I'm bored, so I'm gonna stay on here as long as I can. So if I just all of a sudden go blip, maybe if things are going real good, I'll come back on here without the awesome audio equipment, without being able to,
smooth jazz, without that awesome soundboard here. So, like I said, now I'm down to 19%. So I don't know how long I'm going to be able to like do this.
So we're just gonna go with it. Push through, I guess. Let's see, T221. What's up, Jackknife TV? What's up, T21? Let's see. That is saying, what's up? Let's see, WCF Invader. Come on with it. It's science nowadays has become science has become political. The whole process. All right, so I don't know if any of you guys remember through high school and stuff, the scientific method. The whole scientific method has been thrown out the window for cult-like teaching and followings. Because if you're not in the cult, you can't get those high dollar funding. You can't get it. It's turned into a money game. And majority of scientists, I would say majority of these scientists play this little game just so they can stay very wealthy. How about this? Bill Nye the Science Guy. Technically not really a scientist. All right. I forget what his degree is actually in. His net worth skyrocketed as soon as he started all this nonsense climate change, getting into it and going all woke and everything. He's playing the system. The problem though is he makes it bigger when I don't know, maybe he really does believe in that stuff now. But you know what? You know what helps you believe in your lie? When you start having tons of money roll in. So, it's just he's not exactly like the most looked up to, speaker on climate change or anything. It's just what everybody knows because of what everybody grew up with. So, man, I need to speed up these comments. See, T21 said, "What's up, Nevada?" Let's see, WCF Invader. We'll just go. But they won't adjust and change theories. Nope, because it would shake up the science community too much. That's what science is supposed to do. Yes, so it's just like how college is supposed to be. They're supposed to have what do you want to call it? Difference of opinions. Supposed to have difference of opinions, difference of science, scientific theories. That's how you find the truth. You don't find the truth from sitting in your safe space. That's not it. You know what? That's a recipe. That's a recipe for failure. That's a recipe to take this planet and stick it down the toilet. As soon when you do that, when it also hampers ingenuity, innovativity. Let's say if we got really hardcore like we are now with climate change and everything else, and before Elon Musk showed up, do you think Elon Musk would be trying to fire these rockets off into outer space right now and do all this crazy, Mars and everything? No, they'd probably shut him down for climate change or something, or say he's a fascist. I don't know. When you get into this, it starts hindering advances in human technology. You can just simply read history books. Like, history is repeating itself, unfortunately. And unfortunately, the people that were here 200 years, it's about 200 years. The leaders and people that were here 200 years ago aren't here really today. No one's willing to stand up and become imprisoned, become ridiculed. There's doxing is, people can find your house, they can be at your door, and you can't do anything about it. If this was 50 years ago and some of the shit that goes on today happened now, like, especially like what happened to that judge, that one judge where they showed up to his house, and where he had to actually flee. A federal judge. Was it a federal judge or was it actually one of the Supreme Court? I think it was a Supreme Court judge. That would never fly. You go back 15, 20 years ago, they would have literally probably opened fire on those people. You do not you do not threaten political justice. Once you can do that, once you have mob rule and mob mentality like that, that's the end. You're done. You're not gonna come out of the ashes per se. It turns into like Louis XV kind of fascist monarch rule. That's what happens. And yeah, like I said, I'm not trying not to get political, but man, am I going into that? Let's see. Come on with it. I'm writing the APA demand volcano. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, volcano subsiders. Yeah. Yeah, scrubbers, volcano scrubbers. Yeah, you should write them. Tell them you want the volcanoes to have scrubbers on them. Tell them you want the volcanoes to quit taking out endangered species and polluting the waters and everything. I'm sure they'll get right on that. Right on that. Oh, and I'm sure the EPA will stop flying around in jets all over the place and going to all these. It's kind of funny whenever they do these climate summits. They can always do that. With technology, they could do it right now live. They don't have to get in airplanes, a bunch of cars, a bunch of hotels. They could cut their carbon footprint by probably 100-fold. Nope, we go to these fancy. Let's see, where was the last climate climate change summit held? Was it like Morocco or something? Or, they go to these fancy places with these super fancy high end hotels and everything. It's all a game. It's a bunch of BS. Rules for you, rules for thee, but not for me. And like I'm saying, we probably, I'm glad these trucks are cleaner for at least a little bit. But I think we should have maybe tried a more idiot approach maybe to keeping the emissions low on these trucks instead of doing what we did. Especially now with some of the new technologies in engine manufacturing, we could probably have cleaned up a lot of the older Detroit, 60 series, maybe even the Cats, to a point that they weren't polluting that much. But like I said, you still come to the predicament that, so you clean all this crap up, make all these trucks very unreliable, and tomorrow you get a volcano that shoots off. I'm going to say that somebody went live, and that's why everyone just dipped out of here. WCF Invader, you hit the nail on the head. Science has become a religion. Yes. Can you not plug it in? Man, I'm really far behind. No wonder nobody wants to sit in here. Yeah, the mic's plugged in. That's the problem. I'm down to like 17% now. Let's see. Come on with it. Everything is exactly the same outside since the 70s. When I was a kid, I'm a bit skeptical. Nature seems untouched to me. And yeah, that's, in fact, the only thing I've noticed maybe in my area is the snow amounts have maybe got a little bit lower. But then if you actually look, it's not like every year you get a blizzard either. So it comes and goes. It all depends. And you know what? I want to know this La Nina and El Nino. I want to know if this was before we knew this kind of phenomenon, if it was there already and we just didn't have the technology to know it existed. Let's see, Nevada. Justice Kavanaugh, spell check. He must have said something up there. Yep, Supreme Court. Yep. But it wasn't even Kavanaugh either. It was another justice they were going after because he was doing some kind of, I think it was the black one? He was doing some kind of, maybe it was because of, you know what it might have been? It might have been because of abortion. I think it was another justice. I know they did go after Kavanaugh too, though. But that was like before he was even sworn in. Now they have judges that are already sworn in, have been in there for a while, and they're going after them. And once mob rule does that, you don't have a country anymore. You don't have a justice system. That's kind of like almost I'm surprised. What happened up there in Kenosha? Well, I'm not going to say his name. I don't know if YouTube still bans his name or whatever. But I'm surprised he got away with that. I figured mob justice would have took care of that, even though 100% that was like 100% justified in my opinion for self-defense, and seems to be like in the law's opinion. But like I said, I really thought I really thought mob rule was gonna sway that. Come on with it. Everyone went 100% green tomorrow. They'd find something else to complain about. That too, and plus, if you look up, the electric batteries and the nickel and all that, all you did is you went from mining coal and destroying ecosystems from mining coal to destroying ecosystems and slave labor with mining nickel. It's unless you're going to do it in the United States, it's not going to be clean energy. Period. End of story. We're using brown people as slave labor, and instead, the big head honchos are complaining about, the little things that happen here, and saying that we're what we are. God forbid I get into a racial topic. That'll went from trucking to bashing the EPA and political justice, I guess. Let's see. Oh, F8 stepped. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. He's allowed to. I can care less. It's not like I really scheduled this anyway. I just wanted to see how it's working out. And so far, to me, it looks good for me. I look kind of like professional, actually. Got backlighting, got some nice lighting actually on me. Even though to me it looks a little weird, especially if you're walking by, you see this guy in the truck sitting here on this on his mic with his boom and what is this thing? A ring light, yeah, with a ring light shining at him. So to me, it seems a little, but hey, gets the job done. It definitely looks like I might actually know what I'm talking about, and that's kind of like what I wanted to do. I wanted to actually kind of look a little bit professional, maybe help some people out actually. Let's see, come on with it. LOL. The population would rapidly, yep, DY. And you know what? That too. I know everybody says The Hunger Game is kind of like a liberal movie, but if you really watch it, and it's kind of scary. It almost copies like what's actually going on. I mean, as long as you get the real, the crazy fiction out of it, and leave, like if you read the books too, it's a little more, it's a little more in depth. But yeah, I honestly believe that we're going to go back to like a monarchy type fascist kind of thing here. Let's see here. This ain't it ain't exactly a studio, that's for sure. Like I said, I kind of wanted to be mobile because I knew a lot of times I wouldn't be home. Well, maybe on Friday nights I'd be home probably every time, but I just wanted to be able to do it from here, look professional, maybe actually like bring some heavy hitters on, the big guys, and have some legitimate discussions, and just see how things go. Maybe call out the industry. Really, that's probably what I'm going to do with this, as I want to call out the industry. See if I can't change some of these guys. Maybe make them go over and knock on people's windows and say, "Hey, pick up your shit. Do not drop your shit bag there next to my truck." It all eventually helps. I mean, the more it gets spread, the better. I know I'm not going to change things overnight, but I would like to at least try. Maybe because the public sometimes pops up on these lives too. The general public that doesn't. I would like them to think that most of us, or a good amount of us, aren't just foreign shitbags that live the same way and I don't blame them. It's not their fault. Before people used to come here and assimilate to be an American citizen, they were proud to, come here. They wanted to be an American first, like my family that's Polish that came here. And now it's just the next socialist country they can go to. They get free benefits because back in their country they voted all that free stuff in too, and it was good for a little bit, and then it just accelerated really fast because they weren't as wealthy and as powerful as the United States is. So, but we're getting there. Yeah, I'm missing some comments here. I'm too busy getting on a little rant again. Let's see, W7 Invader. Somebody's having some gay love, I guess, with there. Let's see. I have to go soon. No, that's fine with it. Come on with it. I mean, I'm not like jonesing for views. I'm just saying. Someone, because I was up to like, I don't know, 12 or something, and everyone disappeared there for a second. Let's see. Love your honest content. You're about the only trucking channel on YouTube who is honest. Every other one has side agenda they won't admit. I mean, if I get paid enough, I will promote a few things to a point. But like, I'm not gonna like promote. I mean, I have no problem with him. Okay, so I'm gonna say I would never ever promote. What is it? JB Hunt 360. All right, I'm trying to think how I'm gonna word this without like sounding like a dick, because I technically I I like the channel, I like the guy, and we all probably know who I'm talking about. But at least I don't know. I would want to come out. It's hard. When you get big enough, and you want to grow your channel and make some money maybe on the side and stuff, you got to be able to narrate yourself, I guess, per se, maybe call it, or maybe muzzle yourself. I would say you got to be able to muzzle yourself. But for the most part, what he puts out there is very good content and does help people. I just wish every once in a while he'd do a reality check along with a lot of these guys. They would just have a reality check to be like, look, I mean, sometimes he does put it out there, but for the most part, everyone thinks that you're just going to buy a truck and become like that overnight, and it's not. And that like I said, this side hustling guys into this industry that have no business being here needs to freaking stop, because it's hurting everybody and it's screwing up the industry. No, because in my opinion, it's technically a low barrier to entry business. I know a lot of people are like, no, it's not. Try to open an automotive shop. You can maybe do a side hustle, backyard mechanic thing for a while, yeah, but try to actually open an automotive shop. Try to open a legitimate brick and mortar business and find out all the bullshit you got to go through. I did. I even had a partner, and as soon as he backed out, I was done, because I can't be 2 places or 20 places at once, especially with the regulatory. Just the small things I had to keep up. Just to put a box, there's a little firebox, at least in the township I was in. All right, so you had to buy a box directly through them, even though I found their direct supplier. You had to buy it through whoever the township or the municipality had their select contractor that had to do it, because everything had to be right, had to be the right height. They couldn't rely on anybody else to do it, because God forbid, because the firefighters can apparently find somebody on the ground in a burning building. They're not going to be able to find this firebox. It's that they're not going to use anyway, because they're going to just kick the freaking door in or bust a glass door in with and enter. They're not going to look through this freaking little key box. Anyway, so it's $5,000 for the key box, plus you have to have some contractor put it in. It's set up with the municipality or township, probably their cousin or buddy or something like that. And it was going to cost like $6,800 for this little firebox to be put up. Some crap like that. So, it's like I said, it's the barrier to entry is quite low, and I think it, especially with the lease purchase crap, that's really what changed it too. Being able to take like $3,000-$4,000 and put it down and walk away with a truck and start running. That's what I don't know how I ended up getting off this tirade. I'm down to like 12%, so I don't know how much longer I got here, guys. Let's see. Nevada Trucking and Trails. I find that offensive. Not you, Nevada. Nevada, a straight shooter, says it like it is. Yeah, I wasn't talking about Nevada anyway. But I don't see him ever really bragging. They were promoting JB Hunt 360. Go back maybe a year or so ago. Now they're promoting a different platform, which I know very little about. I think I downloaded it once, but still the same crap though. The bidding stuff, as far as I'm concerned, any app where you got to bid against somebody is just, especially with the amount of competition that's out there, you're shooting yourself in the foot, and they're building up a data log of all that bidding and seeing who works. Then they come down to a price where they can probably have it within a range of $200 for each load where they can get it moved for. And that's the problem I have with that shit. But you know what? They're just doing what helps their business out. And like I said, us truck drivers, owner operators, or whatever I should say, owner operators, maybe small fleet owners, they don't have the business sense or the knowledge to stick their freaking foot down. And there's just so much overcapacity and so much competition that you can't do nothing. As soon as I go and take a carrier packet and write down what I demand, they're going to laugh at it because there's going to be 20,000 other retards, whatever, I've got to call it. They're just going to sign a carrier packet and they ain't going to put, list their demands or what they, feel they should be paid for their time. They're just going to sign it. So if I do it, I'm going to be looked at as the a-hole. Well, not really, just they don't need me. And that's the problem. That's what I'd like to probably get out of here a little bit more. Maybe some actual business knowledge. And look, I mean, obviously, I have past ghosts in my closet or skeletons that are keeping me from probably succeeding to where, some of the knowledge I have. Because like F8 says, I'm very knowledgeable, at least business wise, but I sometimes either I can't either reproduce it or I can't go down that road because I have, like I said, skeletons in my closet holding me back from prior divorces and stupid things I've done in the beginning, getting into this whole gig. So yeah, Nevada trucking, absolutely the worst rates because we cut each other's throats. Yep. And you know what, too? Everyone's going after these brokers, but the brokers are having the same problem we're having with overcapacity. I don't know why everyone, they got the same foreign whack jobs coming in that are just stealing rates and doing all kinds of crap, and it can run cheaper. When you can run a business overseas and like just look up how Americans live over in the Philippines and stuff. All right, look up on how much it costs. Now, if you can run a brokerage in the run a brokerage from the Philippines or Serbia or wherever else, if you can run a brokerage from there in the United States and make United States money, these rates or percentages, I should say, from each load, you're freaking hitting a gold mine over there. That equates to like, hitting the lottery. So they can undercut the regular broker out, the normal brokers that would, actually try to throw us a bone. Nobody sees the big picture. Like when I started a business, I used to remember when I was younger, bitching and moaning about my boss and bitching and moaning about this and stuff. When you start a business and actually employ people, you realize how much actually comes out of the business guy, the guy running the business, how much actually comes out of their pocket and how much they're responsible for and how easy it would be for them to go to jail if they, just forgot to do something practically. And the same thing goes for trucking. So, let's see, Trouble 2121. Good evening, Jackknife. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing well. I mean, I've been gone for a while. I don't know, working on things, just, I don't know, grinding it out. And not even really that. It just, edit it. It's just takes so much time to edit on the phone. And I try to do things, I over, like some of my videos are too long. I just overdo it. I don't clip them short enough and everything. And I haven't exactly got the whole vlogging thing down either, I've noticed. Maybe my next few like videos I got that are sitting on an SD card, I think I might have got the blogging down a little bit better. So we'll see how that goes when I upload them. But I'm not trying to upload any brand new content. One, I haven't really have anything exciting going on except for right now when truck went into D-rate. But reefer, you open the doors, you close the doors. There's it's the same thing every day. Nothing really changes. Yeah, change the color up a little bit. See, Nevada. I was talking about WCF Invader comment. It was just a joke. And thank you. Come on with it. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't know if you thought maybe I was trying to call you out or something. I mean, hey, if you got the money, buy your toys. Just don't bullshit people. That's all I have about it. And for the most part, the guy I was talking about doesn't do that. Usually, it's people assume that's the problem. You gotta keep on people's minds. They're very, like I said, there's a lot of very ignorant truck drivers out there, owner operators, and they just they don't see reality. They don't look at the big picture. Like I said, concerning running a business and what you actually got to pay for and stuff. Oh, no biggie, just swamped with hidden agendas. I mean, I don't know. I don't try to get. I mean, I screw around with James Best. You know, especially if I'm drinking, I'll get kind of stupid on there. Maybe even show things I probably shouldn't show. Just stupid crap. But you know, it's mostly just for fun. I try not to call anybody out. I would call out one person, but like I said, I don't need any trolls. I don't need that kind of drama on my channel. But I tell you what, you start going after people personally and financially, that's a little effed up. And I know people would probably say for me calling out a few people, like through some of my shorts and stuff, calling out their company and giving out the truck number. Look, they're going to find out eventually anyway, and they're either going to fire the guy, or at least if I call it out, maybe they'll bring the guy back in and actually be like, yo, who the hell taught you? Who was your trainer? How about we stick you with somebody else for a little bit? Because these people will, you know, they're not trying to kill anybody usually. You know, there is such thing as called ignorance, though. And, you know, they're looking for the gold rush at the end of the tunnel. They want to become an owner operator, so they're just going to overlook their faults, I should say, with driving a truck and stuff. And the problem is you can kill people, and it gets all over the news. I can't believe people don't really still talk about the bullshit that went on over there in Colorado, what, 2, 3, 4 years ago, or whatever it was. Right there's a good example. And right there's a good example why autonomous trucks are probably going to come out with bullshit like that. And nobody's calling that out for what it really was. It's a foreign guy who couldn't really read or understand English. And other people are using an agenda to say you're racist if you're going after that. And, yeah, technically it kind of wasn't his fault because somebody still put him in the driver's seat. To be honest, though, out of anybody I blame, it's the FMCSA. Man, it really jumped down from 9 or 8% to 5% real quick. So, yeah. So I mean, we'll see how long I go here. You know what? Well, we're probably I'm gonna change out the audio here, I guess, here in a second. Usually this thing charges real quick, so maybe within 20 or 30 minutes I should have a full charge, and I'll actually sound half decent. But for right now, we'll see how this goes. Professionalism. All right, so we're back to the old school way, I guess, for right now. I don't know. I'm really bored, so I really don't want to. You know, like I said, I haven't got anybody text me yet that this load's done. To be honest, I think I'll check on it right now. All right. Well, I'll text them. I'll see how that goes. See, trouble 2021. It's not just the trucking. It's not just in trucking industry now, where everyone is cutting each other's throats every day. It's a lot of business these days. Yes, it's everywhere though now, and it's being pushed for an agenda. That's what it's being pushed for. Don't worry about it. The haters just means you're doing something right, and yeah, that's true too. But what I would like to kind of red pill some of these haters is what I would really. I hear my jaw moving. Got an air bubble in my jaw or something. But yeah, that's what I'd like to try to do is maybe red pill some of these guys. Red pill some of these guys. And just bring them over to the side of reality, and maybe fix this energy. Not fix it, but at least try to fix it a little bit.
so it's not so chaotic and screwed up the way it is. If I ever get, I'm pretty sure I've given information out about the rates before and stuff, but I've always said, still do not come into this unless you have money saved up. Any little thing can happen and knock you out, no matter how much money you're making. And whatever you do, don't get into this thinking that you're going to somehow magically not pay taxes. Something I learned rather fast, very early on in my little career. So yeah, it's I don't want people to follow the same mistakes I did, and I also don't want people to think they're just going to come in this and money's going to rain down from the heavens. Tires and oil are very expensive. Yes, they are. They did double. They have come down a little bit, but you're still talking about they're 20 to 30% higher than where they were. They were 50 to 60% higher than where they were. So at least prices have come down a little bit because the market's come down, because supply and demand have, leveled off a bit. But there's still, you come on YouTube, there's still a bunch of guys on here that are hustling, trying to hustle people, saying that you can still make it and all this crap. And I find it idiotic that somebody's trying to bring people in here so they can sell them their $1,800 program or whatever. Let's see. Alex called out that one channel for like an $1,800 program or something. I still have not seen a follow-up video. It's been at least a month now or a few weeks. I've not seen a follow-up from that guy hustling his program or whatever. You would think if somebody called you out, especially somebody as big as Alex, you would try to, nip that in the butt really fast. If you were, really trying to promote something that wasn't just a money grab off of poor, ignorant people that think that this is like this is the .com boom or something. The same crap happened to all that, it happens. And I kind of don't want to put content out there like that. I really try not to. I don't even try to talk about where I am right now at. Well, one, because they ain't giving me anything to talk about it, so why bother? And two, it's not, it's so many people have already come over here. There's no room to add anybody else really. And even then, I'm kind of careful with that because I see some of the people they've hired here, because people have jumped over here real fast, and I kind of scared. I'm scared that one day they're going to screw up big enough, because they are screwing up, and they're going to get kicked out of this customer. No more Tyson, because Tyson, you're supposed to have a vest on. They're really anal about that. Closed-toe shoes. You're supposed to look like a general, like a professional commander. And there for a long time, they were flip-flops. They had a guy not come in with no shirt on, walk into the freaking warehouse with no shirt on. It's just stupid shit. So yeah, I'm a little worried about even bringing people on here, because you're not really like interviewed. You're at like sometimes if they'll set it up at a hotel or something, and they'll have someone run out there, but you're not really, someone doesn't look at your truck. Somebody doesn't really look at it. You get it inspected. They're not super anal and look into everything like a fine tooth comb. They assume they have good intentions. I should say, they assume you know what you're doing. And that's bad. At least in my opinion. Sorry to say, but some guys just, like I said, I wouldn't hire some of the people that are hired on here now. And they got very lucky getting here, I'll tell you that, and getting what they have, having what they have. And I'm afraid they're going to screw it up for the rest of us. Screw it up for me, So it's give or take, I guess, on either side of the way you look at things. Let's see. Nevada, I've got over 10K in tires this year alone. Yep. And you know what's funny too? I was saying, because people were kind of brushing off that thing that was happening with people slashing tires. I wonder if that's still going on. I haven't heard about it. Alex should make an update video on that, whether or not that's been still going on. But if you think about it, let's say if you have a set of Michelins on your truck and a set of Michelin's, on your trailer and everything, you're talking about with labor and everything, especially if you have the roadside come out, because you're gonna have roadside come out and do them. You're talking like $20,000, $20,000 to have all your tires replaced, easily, maybe more. And if you're in a really shitty state like Pennsylvania or something, and you drove, I don't know, you ever see that video where the state trooper nabs the guy at the Pilot there in Hershey? I guess it's Hershey. That Pilot there in Hershey, because he had a flat tire. You might somehow, hey, we're gonna decide to inspect all your trucks today, and you're all sitting here with flat tires. You never know. They might do stupid stuff like that. You can't put it past them. You can't put it past that cult mentality, because it's getting in on that crap too. In fact, I watched a guy talk about somebody that wants to become the group. There's a group of students, or a group of young college, I should say, it's a group of young college people. Their goal, they want to go get into the CARB. They want to get into CARB and inspect trucks and stuff. Like they said, they want to get on the front lines and stop pollution. Because now we got all this delete crap out in the open here, guys, because everyone put it out there like an idiot, even though you all knew it was illegal to begin with, just nobody really cared about it. Well, you freaking rolled coal on enough the right person, and now people care about it, unfortunately. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't delete, and I'm just saying you put it out in the open like an idiot because you wanted the views, and we're here where we are now. And it's only going to get worse, because now the right people know about it or really care about it. So, yeah, I don't know. That's just where we are right now with all that crap. So other than that, I mean, I'm doing pretty well. I know a lot of people came on here and asked, I guess, because they haven't seen me in a while. I'm just taking it. It's going to be the calm before the storm, I guess. Like I said, it's going to be the calm before I start this podcast up, and maybe start getting a few videos here and there. Time management. I need to get on some kind of time management. Now, the big thing though here too is, unlike spot market, usually you have a law, maybe a day wait, from dropping a load and picking up another load, booking one. I sometimes, I have 2 or 3 loads lined up. They'd all got to be timed. That's why right now I'm keep asking them, like, hey, is this load done? Because right after I get to this load, if this load gets screwed up, I might be screwed and not be home this weekend. But it all depends. And also the D-rate thing, I'm not really worried about that. I'm just going to pretend right now with the D-rate thing that I'm going to probably put clean DEF in it and it's going to fix itself. At least that's what I'm hoping for the most part right now. But we shall see. We shall definitely see on that. Let's see. Don't forget to let us know your social and address before you go. Social and address before you go. Oh, you mean deleting your truck? Is that what you mean? Don't make for our social and our address before you delete your truck. Yeah, I don't know. It's just stupid stuff like that. Yeah, it's the same stuff too. Everyone talking about the dreaded thing that happened the 6th of January one year and everything else. People need to keep their mouth shut. Just do what you do. Social media has kind of clouded some people's judgment on things. I mean, I don't put everything. I try not to put everything out. But I mean, like, a lot of people don't put out that they owe taxes. Like, what was it? What's his name? Trucker's Coach. Apparently he's screwed up with taxes or something. Everyone says, put out there about it. He hasn't said anything about it. I'll say it. I owe taxes. I screwed up there in the beginning, listed on a bunch of idiots, and not getting the right CPA in the first place too. And now eventually, when I keep putting it off, I keep saying I'm going to call. Who was it that gave me somebody to call out in Houston? I can picture him. I said his name 20 times the last live. In fact, he came on, and I can't remember his name right now. It's in my head. It's on like the root of my tongue. But anyway, I had him on my live. Everybody knows, he won the free Freightliner or whatever, for being a veteran and everything. Spectre, man, yeah. Eventually, the brain fired off there. Yeah, eventually, I gotta call those guys and start taking care of this, because it's just going to get worse and worse if I don't. I am paying towards it, but not as much as I am, should be. And like I said, I do have a lot of skeletons in the closet. That's why I'm probably not where I maybe should be, or at least where people think I should be. I've had that. They wonder why I don't have more trucks, why I'm not, bigger or doing anything. Because I get a lot of bad luck. It just happens. Stupid shit. Like, come on. Of all times, I'm on a podcast talking about, newer trucks doing great, all this bull crap, and next thing you know, ding, 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 in the background, I have a D-rate pop up for DEF quality. Like, what's the chances of that happening? So that's the kind of like the life I live. So that's maybe one reason why I'm not as big as a lot of people think I should be, or at least with the knowledge, and why a lot of people second guess me and don't listen, or at least try to listen to me, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on in Jackknife TV's life. And yeah, I'm probably I guess I should have checked. I didn't see if I was stepping on anybody's shoes. WF and Fair, you're doing great. Grow too fast, fail, in my opinion. Yeah, the problem with growing anymore is, used to be you could grow fast and you can kind of get a business plan together and see, you could, how can I say this? You can prepare or divert around the hard times, but now today, like, it's like every 4 years you hit the reset button and shit's all crazy now. You go from one, I wouldn't say, all right, technically it's an extreme, but you go from one extreme to the other. You go from profitable and how can we say it, unchaotic, to unprofitable and chaotic, where you never know what the hell is going to come next month or next week, or what bill is going to be enacted. And I don't know how people run business. I don't know how these major companies run business like that. You don't know. All you have to do is say one thing or step out of your social credit score line, and next thing you know, they're attacking you. Luckily, we've been able to do it the other way now with a few things, as we can see, Bud Light and Target and stuff like that. But it shouldn't be like this. That's not how you have a profitable business. It's not how you have a peaceful growth of a country, I guess you could say. You can't have inside your country fighting political factions that think your neighbor's a total piece of shit. You just can't. It's not going to work. As far as I'm concerned, I'm still an American, and I value my other Americans' opinions, and I'll even go as far as value some of their thoughts and beliefs and views to a certain amount. But when you start stepping out of line and pushing that onto me, onto my children, not keeping it on your side of the fence, that's when I have a problem. Sure, you can come to this country, you can do what you want for the sort of most part-ish kind of laws and things, but keep it in your bedroom, keep it on your side of the fence. Don't push it onto my children. Don't push it onto me. If I want information about it, I'll come to you. I'll get it myself. I don't need it taught. Don't it is what it is. And that goes for everything. I'm not going to run over to your house and tell you how to live, for the most part. I would like it if you assimilated, became an American citizen, and, became an American. Doesn't mean you have to change your beliefs. Doesn't mean you have to change who you are. I'm a Polish American technically. I have Polish in me. I'm not going to go fly the Polish flag, per se. I might put it on, out there once in a while or something, but I'm not going to go crazy with it. Stuff like that. It's, you're an American first. And I don't know how we got off on this conversation. What were we talking about? We were talking about putting yourself out there. Yeah, and I guess I got off on that from talking about cults and everything. Yes, Nevada. Exactly. Common sense ain't so common. Right and wrong has a fog of war. It's only temporary. I hope it's only temporary. But the problem is we've neutered ourselves so much here, Nevada, that nobody's willing to stand up because technology has also come into the picture. And guess who controls your life now? Whoever controls this right here, the internet, your bank accounts, all that. And you know how I can prove that? I one time had M&T bank account. I made a certain large political contribution to a certain individual, which we can easily figure out. And about a month or so after that, I get a neat, really interesting letter after the election from M&T Bank saying that they would no longer want to do business with my business and that they also want to get rid of my personal account and they quit doing business with me. My bank, I'm pretty good at my, acquaintance, at least at the bank manager there when I was there, because they wanted to give me a credit card and all this other crap for business and checked up on me and stuff and, kind of try to sell me stuff. But so at least, I talked to the manager a lot. So I tried to get her to figure out what's going on. And it came from like internally within securities or whatever they got there. And nobody really knew what was going on. All they know is I got, certain flagged and for my account to be terminated, and that they no longer want to do business with me. And that's the only thing I think of. Either that, or I took $8,000 out to buy a beater car, cash, and without calling up the bank and getting $8,000 cash. Like, I didn't think that would be a lot of money. If I was trying to take out like 15 or 20 grand, I figured out maybe it'll be a little bit of a problem, but not $8,000. That's shit. You can buy freaking HD TVs for $6,000-$7,000 still. 60, 80 inch TVs. So, I didn't think $8,000 would be a problem. So I doubt it was that. The only thing I think of, like I said, it must have been my political contributions. We were talking about your last 10-year employment history. Oh yeah, you mean when I asked about the Social Security numbers and all that stuff? I don't know, maybe I missed something there. But yeah, it's I don't know, just things are ridiculous. So I guess that's why I'm not like going crazy too much with Business Insight, because you know what? Yeah, I'm just joking, man. Because I'm not trying to go too crazy with Business Insight, because right now it's a crapshoot. No matter what you do, it's things could change again in 4 years. They'll probably change for the better. But I mean, by next year, right? Yeah, by next year. But like I said, every 4 years now, it's like a complete 360. And it's hard to run a small business like that. It's hard to have ups and downs like that where you can at least kind of predict your future. And a lot of people don't do that because we're in a situation where now people just thinking that the rates were going to stay up as high as they were. And to be honest, I did too, for at least for a while. I knew they would go down. I figured they would at least last it through that summer. And probably after the New Year's, after the New Year's rush, I figured it would have just started dropping off there. That next summer, that next year would have been done. But what was it, like April that year is when shit, to me, really kind of took a hit. And then flatbed kind of halfway middle through the summer started taking a hit. See, yeah. Nevada Trucking and Trails. Listen, if it was easy, everyone would do it. Find your angle and put in the work. Yes, that's exactly true. And the problem though is everybody's coming out here and saying it is easy, and you are gonna be super successful. And I don't want to be the negative guy, but I just want to be the realist. Per se is what I'd like to be, the realist. And I think that's kind of what put us in the problems that we're in right now, at least with the market and capacity and everything. Hmm. Yeah, I was just checking to see if I got a text back. No, I didn't. So I saw that saw Cash is talking about the Mud Flap app there. Let's see. Nevada again. Being transparent has its cons. Trust me. Yeah, no, I know. Especially when trolls get a hold of the stuff and whatever. You know what? I could care less really. Because I can always show something that I can show something for it. That's the problem. So obviously I can't be that bad. I can tell you what, it wouldn't take much to screw what I have up. That's why I said I was kind of don't want people come here. I mean, there might be still openings. Maybe they've fired a few people, but I can see what the hell's happening, and I would like to keep this gig going. People don't understand how quick cutting the rules, I guess, and skirting the rules can turn into a disaster. And everyone's like, mind your own business. Don't worry about what that guy's doing. It kind of does affect me. It's going to affect my insurance rates. It's going to affect how I'm viewed as a business owner. It's going to affect a lot of things, and for the stuff that they do, it's eventually going to how can you say it, overlay into whatever I'm doing. So that's a little bit why I like calling things out. It's because people just don't look at the big picture. They don't see how you calling out that guy that's maybe run down the road illegally or whatever is helping anybody. He's just trying to make it. Well, him just trying to make it is probably screwing it for everyone else, because he's just making it, and he shouldn't be. You should not be an owner operator just making it. That's not what that's the same bullshit. Like, oh, owner operators should only make about a little bit more than company drivers. You're probably better off being a company driver. That's not how it's supposed to be. It's that way because we make it that way. Like I said, going back to the carrier packets and all that shit. There are too many people in this business that should not be in this business. They've turned it into a way for the suit and tie guy to take advantage of you. And it's been, pressed into people's head that that's just the way things are, and it's not. And you know what? I would say, the unions should come back, but the unions are just as corrupt as suit and tie guys, So maybe if we had the unions the way they were, if they were actually ran by the people, not the union reps and so on and so forth, this election bullshit, it was read by a collective group. If you had a union, it was a collective group, that maybe every once a year, the employees would show up, they would get into like a Q&A session or something, and collectively have collective bargain rights, not from top union execs that are pulling up in their freaking brand new Corvettes and their freaking couple-year-old Ferraris or whatever. The one I had a the guy came up in a Lamborghini, for God's sakes. Yeah, so I'm not trying to. They had their place. And majority of the union guys are drinking too much of the Kool-Aid to see it. And a lot of them are the guys that shouldn't be working there anyway. That's why they love it, because they're so protected. Yeah, transparent has cons. Let's see. Trouble 2021. They playing you guys the last they can. At least they can haul the product and chart on the change. A small business double for the product nowadays. Yes, we are getting played, and I probably read that. I don't know what the hell I just did there. Can to haul that? Yeah, okay. It is a little. It's not just me, but anyway, hey, shit happens. You're freaking texting on a damn little phone, or you're doing text speech or speech to text, which that's usually what happens to me too, because I'm too lazy to just freaking type on my big fat fingers on my damn cell phone. Yo, Bull of the Woods is in the house. Let's see. So that's the way, at least how I view transparency and everything. It's just I don't know. Like I said, I'm just gonna keep calling the shit out as much as as decently as I can without going a little overboard. But no one, like I said, nobody looks farther than their nose. There's a lot of people that are very ignorant and naive and can't see the big picture. I've always tried to value myself on not getting into a narrow mindset. And apparently that's, and it's funny with all the technology we have today, you got the world at your freaking fingertips. It's like people have more of a narrow mindset and cult following than ever. And it's you can easily find the truth and use common sense to weed out the stupidity. But it's just it's out there, and it's really, really bad. It's really out there here in the trucking industry, and I think we need to come out and talk about it and try to clean up some of this shit. Nevada, the projection on rates, it's hard to tell there, because I said it's going to be we're coming into a political year, so unless something happens with the economy here where they like flood it with money to stimulate growth so they can't look so shitty when the time comes to debate, which she ain't going to debate, so unless they do that, their rates are probably going to stay the way they are. I don't think they're going to as long as the economy doesn't get more screwed up than it already is, I don't think we're going to see rates fall. I think they're going to kind of plateau where they are. Of course, we're probably going to see when the season gets a little slower here. I can't mute myself. Through here by the end of the year, we're going to see them probably drop a little bit more. But I mean, I don't think it's going to get catastrophic like it was there before, pre-COVID, during the when COVID first hit. I don't think we're going to get down to the 80-cent mark. I think we're mostly going to hover right around $1 for at least dry van, $1.20, $1.50. And for the idiots that are taking the dollar a mile stuff and everything, I sure as hell hope you are taking it because you went into that area for $3 a mile or $2.50 a mile or something, and you got a direct customer on the way back. And that's the problem. Nobody thinks about it. Like they view the load boards. These guys, like I said, they don't have business sense. They have no idea what the business is about. They view these load boards, these point and clicks, as the Uber Eats. It's easy. It's just free money coming in. This is not a gig. This is not gig work. All right. And they're selling it as gig work to profit. They took Uber's, and Uber also got in the market, and that's what they did. They came in, they made it. Uber was awesome in the beginning, right? And now it's Uber Freight is like Uber Eats and Ubering, and now it's spreading through the entire market like that. And these guys are naive enough to do it. And these same guys that are hustling, some of this hustle is from, they're getting kickbacks from some of these larger brokerages and load boards that they're talking about. And I'm not talking about, I mean, if anybody thinks about it, I'm not talking about who I was talking about earlier. I mean, like I said, I have respect for him. I was just giving an example of, how people are naive. Okay. I'm just mean in general. All right. I don't want any, there's very few people that I guess that are on YouTube, well, smaller channels, I can say that I would love to throw under the bus. Like I said, the drama shit. But but you know what though, I can people can have a redemption. Like I'm fine with shit like that. But what I'm saying is there's very few decent big people out there that I would throw under the bus. I'll say it off the bat right now. I mean, coach, I I technically don't have a problem with Coach, but from where he was to where he is now, I can't believe that that's, when I first started, I used to watch Coach a lot and everything. And, I feel bad that he's gotten where he's at now. And, I'm not going to really throw him under the bus too much and say it's really his fault. But I just can't, some of the things that he talks about now are some of the things he was saying earlier, back when the coach was the coach, that he would never do or never promote or never do this and that and stuff. And now he is, how the mighty have fallen kind of thing. And I say that in utmost respect. In case this, I don't know if he ever sees this. Like I said, I was on his Facebook page. I learned a lot about trucking from him. I would say his highlight is when he had his own authority there. And I guess he got screwed by a few people. And now, like I said, it's just, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not trying to throw him under the bus. I'm just making light of kind of like what I'm talking about, what goes on, But then again, hey, look, tomorrow something could happen, like the D-rate and stuff. And it wouldn't take too much before I'm like on rock bottom again. I almost thought I was going to hit rock bottom when my 9400 went under. And I took every bit of, my will and, selling my truck and shit to get, make sure I kept going with what I'm doing. I'm still paying for that truck. I'm paying for this truck. I'm paying for that truck. I have home bills that I'm paying for. I have a car. It's like $480 a month. It's my wife's car paid for, so obviously I can still, make it. I'm still good, but I mean, it wouldn't take much to screw me over too. And, especially if this, the Tyson account and everything, if this went away, I don't know what the hell plan B would be. There, I would have to hopefully hope that I score a direct customer like I did here. And, that's probably far and few in between. So that's, just going off that. Like I said, I mean, I don't have a real set topic tonight. I'm just basically being bored. And I guess, you can hear some, what do you want to call it? Some, caution in my voice. I don't know if you want to call it that. I can't think of the right word off the top of my head right now. I'm not like bored or anything. I'm just thinking about how people like view me, I guess, like on here. Like I said, I'm not trying to make enemies or anything, but I kind of like want to put the truth out there a little bit. And you know what? Somebody could easily come by and, if they knew me and knew some of the shit that goes on with what I've done and where I've been, they could spit the truth out too about me. But you know what? I've probably already done it because I have nothing really to hide. We're all in this together, kind of thing. Especially with the way rates are and the way the economy is and trucking. On the channel you go to, which usually here's the problem. Somebody would come to me. And damn, I screwed up my desk trying to put that on there. Somebody would come to my channel and they'd be like, they'd listen to me for a little bit and they'd be like, man, I don't want to hear this. And they would go back over to the Hustler's channel. They listen to the guy hustle him into either getting his program and how he's going to make, $10,000 a month. And they'd rather listen to that and live their dream. They would rather have a hope that there's a way out of whatever they're doing. And that it's real easy and quick, and all you need is a couple $1,000s to get into it. And that's the way trucking's been. And the problem is, they get into it, and they turn into slaves. They turn into a slave of the industry. Either they make wrong choices, or they just don't know any better. They end up either making a little bit more than what they were making before and think they're great, and they don't view it as an actual business. They don't want to grow. They don't want to get any more knowledge with into the industry. They don't want to push back. And when I mean push back, I mean like actually looking at your carrier packets and reading the bullshit that's in them. They don't want to do that. They want to do point and click and do their Uber gig, in their truck, and that's it. And that's how we end up to where we are today, I think. I bet you if some of that shit wasn't around, we'd probably still have some good rates, even though things changed in the market. But there'd be pushback against it. There's no pushback. There's no pushback against these companies. They can always find somebody cheaper. And, everyone's like, oh, service. They, CEOs and investors are the one that call the shots. They could care less what the manager, warehouse manager, or traffic manager has to deal with. As far as they can concerned, the bottom line. And when they tell the traffic manager, warehouse manager to cut costs, they're going to cut costs the easiest way they can. And that's the easiest way they can is through transportation, because you can always find another idiot to haul the same shit. The same thing, like I said, when I did utility pole work and we had flatbeds come in and cut their costs, they were usually shitty, stereotypical Volvos. I'll say that. Stereotypical Volvo guys would come in. They didn't have the right equipment. They would try to get away with what they had, all right, with the flatbed. Sure enough, they would rip their side rails off trying to load utility poles on their flatbed because they didn't want to pay a welder to make them bunks because that costs money. So they were trying to do it with, extra stake pocket, pipe stakes and stuff like that. And they were going to load 40,000 pounds of the poles on with some pipe stakes on the, the rails. And, the guy running the place, the actual guy on the ground that, set stuff up. He saw what was going on. He knew it was idiotic, but guess what? His higher ups said cut cost, and that's the only way he could. And that's how I lost a little bit of money out of that gig too. And eventually that awesome gig dried up. Like I said, the company sold out to a bigger company that had investors, and they wanted their 12% back real quick or whatever. Whatever the investors got. And guys, like I said, guys don't look at businesses. They don't understand how they run. They don't understand, the pressures to and who runs the technical business, especially when you have publicly traded companies. The investors, the board members run the business, and they don't care. They want results. They don't care what happens. They don't care that the warehouse manager has to deal with the loads getting out late or shipments coming back or wrong shipments and all this other shit. They don't care. All they care is that they're paying that guy 30% less than they were paying the last carrier. And like I said, it's the guy on the top that gets, that doesn't care about that shit. Honestly, holes always dry up. Yes, honey holes always. Yep, they do. They never last. Now, certain industries, they do, but I mean, technically, like I said, all it has to do is an investor company come in. Like I say a lot now. If you're going to become an owner operator in this industry, and you want to actually stay here long term and be successful, you're going to have to start a fleet within 5 or 10 years of you getting your authority and stuff. It's the only progression you can really do. Now, if you're in the Midwest or Iowa and stuff, maybe in the West, and you run for a farmers and stuff, yeah, you can do that. There's no problem. But if you're running for big companies that are always looking for a better deal and stuff, you have to grow. You have to, it's the only progression you can do. These other guys, they run end dump and stuff. They have small fleets. They have beers with the guy that owns the company, or the beer with the guy that manages the co-op. It's a different market. It's not like the spot. It's not like the open general freight market. These niches. It's like look at who is it? Look at Tim. Look at Tim Gentry. Do you think Tim Gentry would be where he is today if he didn't have that niche boat hauling market, that he's in, and built up that relationship, especially with the fire and everything. There's no way he'd be able to survive. And I'm sure his YouTube channel, because now he's more prevalent. People know who he is and who his company is. I'm sure it's helped. If you can get your name out there, that too. Guys do not spend enough time trying to get themselves out there. They'll they'll start an authority and that's it. They won't even bother getting a .com email. They don't try to start a web page or anything. They just get an authority and expect the money to start pouring in, and the brokers and the point and clicks stomach's getting a little upset, or where it's at. And the problem is it's not. And it brings everybody else down. It really does. Like I said, overcapacity, competition with incompetent people. And I don't blame it. I don't blame anybody for trying to build a business and do something better. But if you're gonna go into business, learn about the business first. Don't just jump in. That's why I say I kind of want a higher barrier to entry. I wanted to be maybe $1,000 or $2,000 or something to get your authority, not $300. That way they have to at least pay. That way also they have to pay the people that do it now for what, $1,200 get your authority. At least they have to pay them and a $2,000 fee. Which I don't know. If you can't go online and get your own authority, and I'm not faulting you for being lazy. I'm faulting you for, if you really honestly can't understand and go get your authority and do that on your own, probably shouldn't be in business, because you think that website's bad. There's a lot of other government agency websites that you have to get onto and register your things for your business, especially if you grow it all. So, that I guess that's where that's what I'm saying with that. I know it's a little controversial. I'm not calling people too much of an idiot, I guess, per se. But if you think that's stressful, there are plenty of other worse government agency sites that you're going to have to go on to for your business. So, but well, I've been going at this for 2.5 hours now, so I'm going to call it quits. Unless anybody has any really good topics to bring up. I mean, I am going to be bored after this, but what I'm going to probably do is probably going to take a nap and wake up here in about 2 hours and see if this load's done. Or maybe I'm going to bug this dispatcher to see if they can't email anybody and say what the hell's going on, because from what I was told, this load needs to be in Harrison, Virginia before 7 a.m., but it sure doesn't look like anybody cares. And I kind of a little pissed off here, because I would have stayed home today and enjoyed my home time a little bit. See, rolling with Ryan. Kansas. I don't know what he's saying there. Maybe I just can't read properly. Let's see, Nevada. Well, that's the shippers. Tyson. Well, that's the shipper. Tyson sucks. For the most part, I haven't really had problems with him. Although lately, I have been. Tyson has been kind of changing how they do things. Trying to find a way to save money, perhaps. I'm not saying Tyson's going under, but they are things that were bothering them during the pandemic, that that money loss is catching up to them, put it that way. And I'm sure there's a lot of companies that are like that right now. So they've been kind of moving things around like that. Like, if you noticed, I've mostly been up in the Northeast a lot. I don't know if it's because they shut that one plant down there. Oh man, I forget the name of it now. Down there in Virginia, but I don't go down to the Walmart down there anymore. The Walmart DC, which I liked. It was a nice, easy run down 81. It paid well. I could do that all day long, instead of dealing with what I deal with out here. But hey, I kind of grew up with it grew up with it in trucking with it a little bit, the traffic and bullshit up here. So it's, I can manage it. But they've been moving things around. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I get what he's saying. Yeah, because I know I was like the state, but I didn't get why he brought that up. No, I am not in Kansas. I am in Pennsylvania. I don't know. I guess that went over my head there. See, even I have retarded moments. Apparently I don't know. So no, I'm not in Kansas. I guess I thought I raised Kansas, but I was just trying to understand why you were asking that question, I guess, and I don't know, it didn't make sense. So I guess I just assumed I was maybe reading it wrong. So, let's see here in Nevada. I'm calling it a night. Glad I was able to check in. Keep doing other self includes are irrelevant. You're successful on YouTube and in life. Night, man. Do good. Hey, man, you too. Have a good one, Nevada. I mean, I know there for a little bit, people were beating up on you and shit, but hey, you're just doing you. It's not like you totally didn't know. It's not like you were delusional about things you were doing. That's the big difference, I would say, between things you've done and other people that I might call out or might have called out or whatever. You can't get too delusional in things. See, rolling with Ryan. Oh, okay. He's talking about the Tyson. No. I mean, there's Tysons all over the place. Jeez, if you if you could look at the map I've seen over here, there's Tysons. Also, you got to know Tyson is like a large food company. They own plenty of other subsidiaries that aren't named Tyson. They named all kinds of other stuff. Also they have different brands that are under different contracted names and everything else, like the Jimmy Dean's and all that. So yeah, I'm out in New Holland, PA right now is what I'm waiting for. The New Holland, PA Tyson out here plant. But usually they're pretty. Every time I've come here, I've always had they've been pretty quick. I've never had to really wait on a load or anything like that. But I guess I don't know. The big wigs were there today. There was nowhere to even park the trailer I brought. I had to go over into some overflow lot that I never had to do before. So it's just things are probably effed up. They probably had the line go down or people snooping around. That's usually what happens with that. Yo, what's up, Duke City? I'm guessing somebody must have let out and popped up over here. Yeah, all's well. I just been off here, just trying to not rebrand myself, but just trying to I don't know, come up with new ways to do this whole YouTube thing. Haven't really put a lot of content out. Most of it's just all older stuff sitting on an SD card. Editing just got to me in life in general. Got busy, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it. So it's just that's really why I've been gone for a while. But like I said, I'm going to try to be on here a little more often. Like I said, I'm going to try to do a podcast. And yeah, but we're pretty much going to wrap this up for right now and call it a night. One, I'm kind of sweating. I want to start the truck, and hopefully the D rate don't come on. I mean, if some of the guys are in here, yeah, the D rate came on, sitting here idling while I was doing this podcast. Funny thing is, talking about it, it pretty much like as soon as I talked about it, it came on. So hopefully that clears up because it says it's for DEF quality. So maybe I can take care of that. But hey, you know what? The truck's got a warranty. And I'm near the house, so worst comes to worst, I'll take it to the Kenworth dealership and have my old lady pick me up. But I'm gonna try the DEF first and see if it fixes that. So, yeah, man, Duke City, you take care too. So yeah, so I'm gonna call it for right now. Hey, anyone that might see this later, and I should sit here through 2 hours of me rambling and testing out this half-ass put together podcast here. Like I said, I don't have my laptop right now, or like I said, when I start doing this, I'm going to come on here. I'm going to bring up articles. I'm going to talk about shit. I'll give my personal opinion with no BS. Try not to sugarcoat. I try not to sugarcoat, which probably going to hurt me, to be honest, because I would like to eventually get. I would like to get some people to sponsor me, and maybe actually put some decent products out there. And I would like to maybe even offer some of my own products that I think, things that I've wanted as an owner operator, or things that I think are neat or want, maybe stuff to shave, just things to make your life easier on the road. I'm maybe going to try to bring out some products if I can. But yeah, so that's pretty much this. So, thanks for, I was going to sign off in here. I'm talking about a bunch of other shit. So thanks for stopping by. We'll finish these quick comments up. Let's see, Duke City, that's life, bro. Yep. WCF, we will always be here, Jackknife. Yep. No, I know you guys ain't going nowhere. So, yep. So thanks for stopping in the Jackknife TV. This is what it's about. Me rambling and not able to sign off. So, if you made it this far, thanks. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Share this out there if you think it's some decent information or somebody might be interested in it. I can't grow. I can only grow this channel so far. It's really you guys that are going to really, push me or help me grow. So, I'm just doing it for the fans. So, all right. So thanks for stopping by. Good night, everyone. Be safe out there, and, just calm down, and because I know some people are dealing with hard times. So, all right, I'll see you.